Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Outer Realm. We are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network 105.3 FM from the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM from New Orleans. We are fully sponsored by the amazing people over at Folgers Coffee who have been a part of this journey for the last several years. So, huge thank you to Folgers. We couldn't do it without you, nor would we want to. Big shout out and thanks to Steve McGinnis, the artist behind the logos here at the show. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see and notice I've been sharing up some of his artwork, especially as we get into spooky month, and it's that time of year in the autumn and incredible things he's got going on. So really does a lot of amazing Halloween and horror genres, been working on some cryptid stuff, and does amazing commission pieces of any type. So check them out. Anyway, please, wherever you are listening, like, subscribe, share, comment. I do get back to everybody. I do. I promise. Takes me a while sometimes, but I do. So tonight, you'll notice, of course, our guest, Jason Sands, could not make it very last minute. So we wish him well. Hopefully, everything is a-okay with him, and we'll see him as we can. Unfortunately, I tend to book up months. So we'd be looking at probably December. So please don't look for him anytime soon, unfortunately. But tonight, Joe Montaldo, our grand poobah here at UPRN Talk Radio, who was going to be guest co-hosting with me tonight as well, is joining me. We're going to be talking about the lost blueprints, so to speak. We're going to delve into the echoes through the ages, explore alternative history, get into some deep diving. We will examine human origins, not just so much as what we've been taught, but looking at sites and historical timelines that far exceed anything that we have been told. So put your seatbelts on. Feel free to chime in and get ready for the show. Hello, Joe. Come on in. Come on in. Whatever you're doing, you're down there.
Well,
There we
you're the
are.
host. I'm not supposed to put myself
Yeah,
in.
whatever. Since when? It's like it's like going back to our gray zone days.
Well, I
Since
just
when do you
treated
listen to
wrong
me?
around this place, man.
Yeah, since when do you listen to me? But I
I
have to
always
ask you
listen to
something
you.
before we start. I have to ask
What?
you
No,
something. I
no.
just I just found out that do you remember the old movie Countdown, Final Countdown with Kirk
Yeah,
Douglas?
I
Remember
do
that?
kind of, sort of, yeah, way back in the day.
Because in the 80s, I think it was 1980. Yeah, December 6th, 1980 was the release date. Do you know they filmed it on the Nimitz with some of the crew from the Nimitz?
Oh man, that I must have missed that by yeah, about 2 years. Yeah, I was in 80,
Ah,
83, 84, 85. Yeah, 80, 80, 83 is the year I got there.
I
It
wasn't
or
sure.
80,
Like,
yeah, 80, 82 or 83. But yeah, that would have just missed it. But I did remember hearing something. Well, they did a lot of weird stuff like that on the ship. They would use it like when we went in port. They would just let people come use it, film off the deck and stuff like that. And there's a couple
uh,
movies made off of and other weird stuff that goes on. Or
uh,
they would introduce them to. It was a strange thing actually.
well, I
But
mean, I thought it was kind of cool because of the fact that
I didn't realize that the
it
Nimitz
was the
though.
Nimitz.
I know I should have recognized that. Shame on Joe, man.
I know.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen Final Countdown. Couldn't even tell you last time I seen it was. But still, I didn't notice it then. I can because I would have said something if I would have.
I
Man, we
know.
somehow.
I'm like, I wonder if Joe was there because I knew you were
Uh,
in there in the 80s,
yeah,
you
I was
know?
there for the what I like to call the Reagan event, but
Right.
we try
Right.
not to
Right.
talk about those things because I don't want to go get put in prison. Um, no, really,
Wow.
man. And people they don't mess around when you break your agreements with them. They don't care. You know, they're like, oh yeah, let's just put this guy in prison.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, I thought that was an interesting fun fact that, I thought I
um,
would share because I didn't know if you could remember it or not. So, getting back to, to the show, we used to cover a lot of this stuff when we used to do the Gray Zone, which is only pay per view now.
yes, people. It's the only
It's
way you can get
members for
it.
members only. I guess is the best way to put it,
Yes.
and always has been. They were never filmed. We used to do them live one time when that was the live show, and after that, it went off to
That's it.
membership.
And the only way you can get it today is no. I talk about them because people ask me about them from time to time, but they're on. All of them are All we have are posted on the site. You can get them. If you're a member, you can listen to as many of them as you want. Yeah, have fun.
There were quite a few of them, I think,
Yes,
weren't there?
there's 50, 60 of them for sure.
Yeah.
None of just actually no. It's funny because I thought about doing this, but then I thought Michelle might hurt me. Originally,
I would.
I was gonna do something special. Well, see, Michelle, I got all the so Michelle does a lot of work when we do these shows. Okay, I mean a lot. So she would send me a file, and it was a nice size file, and I actually thought about taking it because it would be like a three thing file she'd send me. I actually thought about making that as part of each show as a separate thing for like a donation or something, so you could actually see what went into the shows. I actually thought about it, and then I said, nah, she might hurt me.
People don't realize though that it was between 20 to
I had things to do.
25 hours a week of research. And when the gray zone was created, it was during the time when during lockdown. So people really couldn't go anywhere. Everything had to be done online. So I only went and found information that was available online. And the reason for that was it was something for people to be able to continue on. If they really liked a topic, they could go do their own research. I put all the sources out there so they could go in and see where we got the information and where they could keep going. And it became so popular that people just started asking for more. And then I just ran
No,
out of time.
no, I had to
But we are
fire.
thinking about it though.
No, I had to fire her. Yeah. No, you want to know why I fired her? No, I'll tell you why I fired her because I needed a station manager. That's why I fired
Yeah, that's pretty funny though. It's pretty funny. The guy's like, "Well, let's do one more here or there," and I would do it.
it's.
Yeah, I would do
Well,
it.
y'all don't know. I mean, Michelle don't get near the credit she did. I mean, she should. I had the easy job. All I had to do was talk. She did all the legwork, and besides that, when she would send me notes, I could glance them one day, glance them on like the second day when I had them, and then usually an hour before the show, I'd read through them again. And this is just a wealth of material that just made my life easy. Well, a lot of the material we both know, but it's good to have the stuff that sews you between the pieces of material.
Mhm. Yeah.
We agree on a lot of things. Yes, Michelle and I do. We don't agree on everything. No, there's nobody in this network that agrees with everybody on everything. It's just no reason to go there.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. You
it's
know,
not going to
the
happen.
funniest part of that was there's some spoofy things too.
Yeah, we did
Because
a
you
lot of
see
fun
me every
stuff.
now and then, you see Joe squirrel off in a direction, and you see me go like this, come back.
It
So
was
yeah,
we were
it was a lot of fun. We did have a lot
uh,
of fun. But
uh
so tonight we're sort of we're sort of going back to a little bit of what that was like. Um, just gaining information. People have always had this fascination. I mean, with our history more so now because I think we've been finding out that there was history here long before the conditioning or everything we've been allowed to know. And I think partly because of the age of technology, we've evolved so much technologically speaking as well, and people are finding things. What are your
well,
thoughts?
that's just that's the thing. There's just a lot to find. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking at the universe today, I was talking with a friend of mine just today. Matter of fact, she was asking me. She said, you know so many weird things, and you're involved in so much. You know so much other stuff. I said, well, we there's so much in the world that we just don't understand.
Hmm.
I was telling a friend because she said something. We were talking about money, and I said, well, I'm just glad I have some time in my life where I just don't have to spend all my time chasing a dollar. I can chase something else.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, I'm gonna turn another one on, Wayne. I turned the little one on, but it did. It lit that up. It didn't really light me up, but I'm gonna turn the other one on. Um, no, but it's just so much to learn, and really and truly, and I tell us to a lot of my really wealthy friends. I'm like, look, guys, chasing a buck is a good thing. Good life's a good thing. But we weren't really put on earth to chase money. We were here to chase other things. We really were put here to learn and to teach, and to learn and to teach each other, which we have come not as good at it as we should be. Some
Yeah.
of us are better than others, but still, in today's world, it's hard because you have to live. So you have to be out there at least get it in. Not everybody's going to be able to spend their old age chasing stuff around. I've been lucky. And then I
Mm.
got a lot of friends, and then like Michelle, I get to cheat. We get to do research by proxy because we have so many friends in the industry that it's ridiculous.
I know
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
I
So,
know stuff. Yeah.
well, so if you were to have Jay, I, and Michelle on the show at one time, you roughly have 200 years of information. What are you going
Speak
to
for
do with
yourself.
that?
What do you think I am? I'm not as old as you guys.
Didn't say you was old as we were. Listen at her, man. She's like, I ain't that old, damn it.
Yeah, what
Oh
are you on
man.
about? No, but there is
Uh,
a lot of combined. There is a
there's
lot
a
of
lot of knowledge.
combined knowledge.
I
Yeah.
hate to think what's on the network itself.
Mhm.
What are you talking about? Who? We just learn as we go. And it's, like right now, we're working on some theories. Ah, damn it! I wanted to find that map for this show. It irritates me. So if anybody's out there want to do some research right now, there's a map I used a couple of shows back. This is a water table map that shows what the water levels would have been like. But okay, we've been doing specials on on lost cities basically. So one of the cities we're doing research on is in 2,000 feet of water, right? 2,250 feet. So in order to get to the bottom where it is now, if you wanted to be standing in front of it on dry land, you'd have to go down 2,000 feet. Well, in order to do that, you have to take 2,000 feet of water, not just out of the Gulf, but off the entire planet because everything's connected right now. So you have to lower the entire planet by 2,000 feet. So if you do that, there's not enough water left on the planet to refill it. So 2,000, how many ever thousands a year ago these cities existed? Because nobody really knows.
Mm.
The water table was 2,000 feet lower, which means at the time the Gulf of Mexico had no water in it at all. The Pacific was a puddle. It wasn't connected to the Atlantic. They always tease us about the land bridges up in the north and between us and Russia. Well, that's BS. When you see this map, where this city was in relation to where the water was, there is more land connecting around this planet than you can even imagine. I mean, every continent is touching each other. You could walk from the middle of South America into Egypt, just walk right across. No water to get in your way. It was
Mhm.
insane. The map's insane. But it's an honest map because it shows you where it would be, if you took 2,000 feet of water off this planet.
Mhm.
And then the other problem is, where did that water come from? So if 10,000 or 15,000 or 50,000 years ago at the end of the last ice age,
Mm.
these cities were above the water, there's not enough water on Earth to raise it 2,000 feet. Even today, if everything melted, it would only raise it about 3 feet. And in bad
Mhm.
estimates, it would be 20 feet.
Mhm.
So you got a fundamental problem. Where did the
Yeah.
water come from? Where did the water came from that did Noah's flood?
Way to go.
So we got we got
That's a
we got
lot.
so
Yeah.
found out something recently. We've been doing some research for a book, and so if I took the Pacific Ocean where it is today and I put it into space, it would not freeze for a few thousand years. Life could live inside of it. It would just be floating around and undulating until it ran into something and
That's
populated it with
that's
water.
crazy. That's crazy.
So we're pretty sure that there was a fifth planet where the asteroid belt is today. We know Mars at one time had oceans on it.
Yeah.
It's a good chance when that planet blew up, either we inherited one of its oceans or we inherited one of Mars's oceans. So, because the reason I'm saying that is when you see this map of the Earth without this water, you realize, because you can see the tundra, you can see it's an ice age, you can see where everything's at. There's just simply not enough water to raise it that 2,000 feet on Earth locked up in ice. It's just not enough. So you have to get the water from somewhere. Now, there's other things that actually rides into this. Noah talks about the whole planet being underwater. Well, the only way that could have happened is we were engulfed by a large body of water. Say
Mhm.
something the size of the Pacific, the Atlantic, about four of our oceans combined hit us at one time. It'd have a couple effects. One, we found debris from sea animals in the Alps. We found them in Mount Everest at
Mhm.
fairly high altitudes.
That's
We
right.
found them in the United States all over the place. So what it looks like is here's Earth barreling along. Here comes the water.
Mm.
It hits us. It just covers the entire planet. Everything's deluged underwater. The water sloshes one way, sloshes the other way, and then after a while, however long the Bible says 40 days, I couldn't tell you how long it was.
Mm.
Eventually, it settled down, melted the ice and sat into where the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian Oceans are today.
Mm.
And then this is the landmass that's left because of that accident. Now, can we prove it? Sort of. There are animals they don't think that are native to Earth and ocean, including the octopus.
For
And
sure. For
here's
sure.
a really a good one for y'all, and I bet you most of y'all didn't know this. So there's a old ancient race called the Mariners that used to circumnavigate the globe. Do you know when they have sea creatures, all kind of stuff on their maps? Do you know on none of their maps do they have whales
Mm-hmm.
or octopuses for that matter either? All of
Mm-hmm.
that comes much later.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if it was in the water mass that was donated to our planet,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know. What can I tell y'all, people? It's I don't know if it's a crazy theory because it fits a lot of things, and we now know that water can be in space. And to help y'all with this, because people are like, no way. Right now in space, 12 billion light years from Earth is 140 trillion times as much water than there is on Earth. It's just floating in space around a quasar that puts out 100,000 times the power our star does. Yes.
Hmm.
Just big
Wow.
water vapor clouds floating in space, not even evaporating, just hanging out. It's not freezing.
Mm-hmm.
140 trillion. That means that could be 140 trillion planets
Mm-hmm.
that could have water from that one source. And
And yet here we are floating around, and
it looks like water's more the norm than the ad norm. We're starting to find it, although we found it on Mars just recently.
mm-hmm.
We're pretty sure a good chunk of Mars's water is on there, but they do believe a big chunk of Mars's water escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jack, if the fifth planet blew up,
Yeah.
it shot some of its water towards Mars, that would explain the big gouge out of the Mariner Valley, just as the
Mm-hmm.
water came through, or the ice came through.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
well, Phobos and Deimos are probably leftover asteroids from that explosion because they're asteroids, they're not really moons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, see, you can track all this. And what's really even more important is when you look at this, all this destruction probably happened around the same time. We
Mm-hmm.
know Mars, the fifth planet, Venus, and Earth probably all went foo-foo at the same time, or
Mm-hmm.
approximately within a few million years of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, people.
Yeah.
Stranger things have
Patsy
happened.
made a good comment. She goes, check out the mystery of Doggerland by Graham Phillips about the island off Scotland that is now underwater, and artifacts from the area have been found in the ocean. There's a few places like that actually. I remember having Hamilton White on the show, and he talked about one off the coast of the UK, and they were retrieving really old artifacts. In fact, once he was on the show, he showed, I think at the time it was the photos, or he may have had the actual one. I'm not sure, but it was a Baghdad battery
Yeah,
that
I've
came
seen
from
them.
under the water.
I've seen them in a couple of places now.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
throughout. I should say a couple places throughout time. I guess would be a better way of saying it. But
yeah.
no, Jesse, they just seem to be popping up. Oh, you know what? No, hold on.
Mm.
No, 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 no. Let me refresh that pal talk. Give me a second. Yeah, no, because we switched when I switched into here, I didn't change it. Give me a second. All right. Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Y'all should be able to hear us better now. Yeah. Sorry about that. No, it was different rooms, different mics. That's all. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
I mean,
Apologize.
when we start looking back, I mean, we've talked about this on the Gray Zone where there are at least two missing continents
Yeah.
that
At
are
least.
gone. One is up, in Asia, India, up at the top. There's one there because you can still see the mountain ridge from it. The name eludes me at the moment, so I apologize. There's of course where Lemuria was, right? That was down between, like, down New Zealand and Africa, between Australia and down the lower part of Africa, right in between there. Lemuria, Mu, right? It's gone. Like how many more are underwater that we just haven't discovered?
So currently, this is what's getting so weird. Uh, there are three, some say four, just around Cuba itself now. Because it's the other one they just found. This one in
Right,
2,000 feet of water. This is another one they found.
right.
They found one off the coast of Louisiana just recently, sitting in about 1,800 feet of water.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and they've been dredging and digging in these areas for area, never seen this thing before. So they're just all like, where the hell this came from? Then they
Mm,
found something sitting on the backside of the Gulf, which is 14,000 feet. They
Wow.
have no idea what the hell it's doing down.
Hmm.
So no one. So you got those, and then of course you got the two that were discovered off the coast of India, with that tsunami that hit in the Indian Sea, uncovered them. They date back. They minimum 15,000 years. They date back. Each city had about 250,000 people. They estimate.
Hmm.
Those are big cities for 15,000 years ago, and they could be older. They're just
Yeah.
guesstimating 15,000.
Yeah.
Um, there's now two off the coast of Japan. They both look like they're 50. All these cities we're talking about are 15,000 plus years. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, our history was taught to us. The Sumerians are the start of civilization 6,000 years ago, not 15,000 years ago, or
Mm.
25,000 years ago, or 250,000 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
5,000 years ago. So obviously, everything we have been taught about our past history is, we're going to say this politely, BS.
Mm-hmm.
We have not been told the truth. And I don't know if it's deliberate or if we simply just don't know,
Mm-hmm.
because we were doing a show recently that hit something kind of home to me. So there's been five great extinctions on this planet. And technically about 850 million years of life, even though now they're pushing it back to about 1.2 billion. But we're going to say 800 million years of life.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 800 million years ago, we evolved. We lived for 5 million years. You became an advanced, even a spacefaring race.
Mm-hmm.
And then for whatever reason, we died.
Yeah.
So 10 million years go by, not much left. 50 million years go by, there's no remnants of us in any shape, form, or fashion. Another one springs up. This could have literally happened 15 or 20 times in our past and be zero evidence for it,
Mm-hmm.
other than the occasional O part, which you've heard Michelle and I talk about. O
Mm-hmm.
parts, before anybody asks, are out of place artifacts.
Right.
In other words, a sprocket and a piece of coal that's 5 million years old. Excuse me, how did that get there?
Yeah.
Uh, they've been batteries found inside of geodes, advanced lithium batteries found inside of geodes. Uh, Now, one of the geodes was a fake, though, so don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Correct.
always want to let people know, because there's three sets, and one of them is obviously a fake. One of the more fun ones is it's either a mining pick or a railroad pick in a
That was
piece of
found in
stone.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
inside a
remember
piece of
that
stone.
one.
Yeah,
They're
several million
starting,
years
they're
old.
doing work on it though. I think they're trying to debunk it.
Mm.
I think they're trying to debunk it. But I'm going to show. Do you
Yeah.
remember, again, and I'm going to put this up, when we were talking about, hold on, share screen. 1 second. I'm just gonna put this up for a minute just so we can see it. So back in when we did one of the gray zones, there were these things in China called they were ancient iron pipes in a place called Mount Bagong in the Qinghai province. They were rust-colored tubes. They were actually metal, and they allegedly are 100, like they are 150,000 years old. Okay, so people thought, oh, they're fossilized stone, this and that. They're not. Look, here's just some. Whoop, you're messing with me now. So here's let me take this off for a second.
I gotta put this on big screen in here with us. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
There we
So
go.
yeah. So we have all of this. All right. I'm just going to try to bring this closer. All of this, 150,000-year-old pipe. It's piping. This
Yeah,
is all
somebody's been
pipes. Like, look at this stuff, and it
somebody.
leads out to I think it said that led out to a freshwater lake, and somehow they found salt. Like a lot of this is
Oh yeah,
that.
because it might have been for sewage or something, or some other type of processing,
Um,
some type of runoff processing. I
okay,
mean, it
it
could
was
be a lot of things it could be used for.
okay. Here it is. It says the location found in triangular caves along the shore, sorry, of a saltwater lake, Toson Lake. They resemble rusted iron and metal tubings, like oxidized iron, is what essentially the composition lab test showed. Oxidized iron, so they were definitely used in something along those lines. And some people are just like, oh no, they're fossilized roots and everything they've come
That's not
in.
a fossil. None of that's fossilized roots.
Well, yeah, because they said cross sections of the tubes have revealed remnants of plant material. Well, they might if they were coming
Oh
in
yeah,
from
that.
under the water
Let me
or
tell y'all
water
what,
going through
people.
them,
Let me let me
right?
let, let me tell you, as a contrast to some of the stuff I have found in pipes.
Yeah.
One of them just recently, before I retired, we went and pulled this one out this driveway. It had a route that ran 115 feet down the driveway, about yay big
Mm.
around. That's what clogged it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got in somewhere up line and just grew down the pipe because there was always water in it. So it just grew on down the pipe. Had a merry old time. You
Mm.
find trees going through pipes. You find all sorts of stuff going through pipes,
Yeah.
especially at older places. You find a lot of weird stuff.
Hmm.
Um, no, Glenn. Those are just weird. All it shows us is there was someone on this planet long before we were that were more advanced than we are that we just simply don't know about. And there's more evidence than that. There's the map of the creator, the Pravda map. It's a 120 million year old aerial map. I
Hmm.
mean, come on, who was on the planet 120 million years ago? Nobody I know of.
Yeah.
No humans for sure were supposed to be here.
Hmm.
But yet, this is a well drawn, well chiseled aerial map. And it was a cover stone. So there was
Hmm.
actually something underneath it which nobody ever talks about, which
Hmm.
makes me wonder even more. No, it's a resource map. It shows the resources from an aerial view in a particular region of
Hmm.
a country. It's very strange. It's Pravda. It's in Russia now. Yeah, they have it.
Hmm.
They've tried to debunk it, but so far they haven't been able to.
Yeah.
But there's more than that. I mean, there's just every time you turn around, we're finding something that doesn't belong there.
Well, I mean, let's just talk for a minute about let's just the obvious, like people things that people know about. Okay, so where could things have started? Because the beginning, as we think it is, goes back to like what is it, 3000 BC? Or I mean, now we've got Göbekli Tepe. That's about what is it, 12,000? Like we know about some of the older evidence of human existence. But what about things like, looking at the ancient Sumerians kings list or going back to like the Anunnaki, like they're going back here, I figure like about 450,000 years ago. And I mean, this comes in for when, they were exploring the ruins of what is it, Nineveh, and made a discovery of 22,000 clay tablets. Like a lot of this stuff, and the Sumerians kings list, like they were ruling for what, 28,000 years at a time, right, in 28,000 year cycles. But when you really start looking at it's weird because it changes when you look at the the cycle. They started off going for like, some of them would go like 28,000 years, and then it started getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah, like it's
So it
counting
went into
down.
43,000 at one point, ruled for 43,000 years. And then it goes into 21,000 years, 18,000 years. And I think the last I saw in the 1800s, they when that line ceased to be, they might have gone for like 150,000 years, or 150 years rather. Like it was something crazy. Like
It's
like it's still
it,
going into the 1800s from how long ago now?
let's see, but maybe there's a countdown, something. It's hard to say.
Hmm.
Um, it does kind of sound like it gives you a sense that something's for a long time has been counting down to something else.
Hmm.
The hell, what it's counting down to, I guess, is what we all need to know. Maybe it's counting down to Mish,
Hmm.
gonna wipe out Australia, and then
Well,
and then Canada.
or
Yes.
do you know Canada? Let's talk about Canada for a minute.
Oh no,
Do
we
you
can't
do,
talk about Canada. That's
do, do
politics.
do you know there was a place called, I don't know if it was Le Terrain or La Pêche, but in Quebec, okay, they have found several archaeological sites that have been proven and accepted as in ACC, accept, not like exception, to be 20,000 plus years old. So for the Americas, that is pretty wild. And that's in
Yeah.
Quebec. Like they're still finding these places, and academia saying, yes, we accept this to be 20,000
Well,
plus years old.
see, that's the problem for the old continent, or where I like to refer to as the former continent.
Hmm.
Um, we're finding out that they may not have been first, even though there's far more of them than there is of us.
Right.
Gene, what I mean is the Americas have about 1.2 billion people in it. And there's 8 billion people on the planet, which means 6.8 billion of them live on the former continent, basically.
Hmm.
Asia, Europe. Yeah, just China and India make up like 3 billion of them.
Yeah.
And then you got another 4 billion after that spratted around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so over here it's different. We have a lot more room, a lot more open space, a lot more stuff going for us, a lot more minerals. Everything's different. So we refer to them as the former continent, like the has-been continent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got carried away. But what I mean is these cities we've been founding. Right now, technically, that city off the coast of Cuba is going to be the oldest city ever found on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking by a long ways.
How well?
So,
So how long do they figure that one? That one is.
well, if the
How old do
maps
they
are
think?
right, 2 to 5 million years old.
Really?
Yeah, or older,
Mm.
or older.
Yeah.
They're talking about other types of animals were walking around on a planet when that city existed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in all fairness, we can't not say that there wasn't an advanced city on Earth at the time. I mean, we always hear about Atlantis. We
Mm-hmm.
always want to assume Atlantis was in the recent past, but it could have been in the distant past.
Mm.
Uh, and that's we're just hearing about it.
Right.
And then we found that thing underground, that cavern that expands through half of Africa, all the way up into Europe, all the way across the ocean, and all the way into America and then down into the Gulf. It's one big
Mm-hmm.
open cavern. They think a life form made it. Either that or somebody made it to maybe survive a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know what the hell it is. One guy
Mm-hmm.
said worms made it, so I don't know. Regardless what made it, it's there. It does exist.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you how many things are under the earth that we don't know about. People, there is more water in one spot under earth than there is in all the surface. One spot, yes.
Mm.
No, it's locked up in rock, but that's how much water there is.
You know, going back to I think the city of Cuba, what you were talking
Yeah,
about. So, do you know what was interesting? That there are structures there. Sonar images show symmetrical and geometric structures that seem to cover close to 2 square miles at a depth of about 2,460 feet seems to be the deepest. But what is interesting is that it's estimated that it would have taken the structures around 50,000 years to sink
yeah,
to
to
their
sink.
current depth.
And that's if they went down and Cuba went up. But come
Yeah.
to find out, no platonics happened there. So that
Mm,
was a
okay.
rise
Yeah.
and fall of
Yeah.
water. And so
Yeah.
that's what makes it so weird. When some of these cities are defying the explanation how the water works on our planet, they
Yeah.
seem to have been here at a point. So this is what's so weird about this.
Yeah.
So when you take this, like the cities we're talking about in in the Gulf, which wouldn't
Right.
even been there at the time. Uh, so with 2,000 feet of water right there, there'd have been no Mediterranean. Most of the Gulf wouldn't have been there.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the Pacific wouldn't have been there, except for the deep parts out towards the middle, or the Atlantic, except for the
Mm-hmm.
deep parts out in the middle. But
Yeah.
down at the bottom and the tops, no, there wouldn't even been any water.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that deep. So you could have walked around anywhere. If you had horses, you could have easily been crossing between continents. And that makes sense to me because there's so much technology that seems to flip flop across the continents, but yet we weren't supposed to have crossed them except for one time on the
Mm-hmm.
ice bridge way back in the day. And that's just not adding up.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that story just doesn't, because it doesn't explain why it seems like the population in the America started in South America, not in North America or in Canada. I mean, the land bridge is technically, it's in Alaska, but technically it's in Canada. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's not where it started, though. It seems like the big populations were in, well, the big populations are in South America,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's the other weird thing. So, did y'all know almost all indigenous natives, both South American and Central American, are 98% O blood? Suggests a separate origin.
Mm.
And it's weird because O being a universal donor and all, it's a strange phenomena to see it. It is the most populous blood on the planet at 44%.
Mm-hmm.
Between O negative and O positive, it's
Mm-hmm.
44%.
Yeah.
But it wasn't originally.
Yeah.
Nobody can explain why RH negative keeps growing when it shouldn't.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things we haven't answered, and South America seems to hold some of those answers. And South America also suggests that human origins may have started in South America. not in Africa.
But you have to
Or maybe
understand,
they
if you
started
have
both.
two negative blood types having children, Joe,
You
they're going to
can't.
grow. They're negative blood types. They're
Oh,
getting to
but
be
you
more
can't.
and
You
more of them.
can't. They can't. Negatives can't breed with each other. They gotta have a positive.
Negatives most certainly can be.
Without the shot, they can't. They gotta get the
You know
shot,
how
babe.
many negative people I know who are blood
I
types and
know
get
I'm
married and
negative.
have.
I
Me
know I'm
too.
negative.
Me too. But
My wife is positive, and we still had to get a blood test when we got married.
yes, I'm just saying. You saying I don't know how they keep growing. Two negative blood type people can have children and have negative blood type kids. That's how it grows.
Not
Don't
according
tell
to the
me no. I know
doctor.
people who do. I know people who
Well,
have.
they're not supposed to be because it
My
kills babies.
parents, no, no. If an
So,
RH
so
negative mother marries,
RH
no, 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 no,
negative
no.
is what kills it. That's what kills it. They don't.
Yes, if you're with a positive blood
Well,
type,
yeah, it always attacks the
okay.
positives.
I am the product, and my sisters and my parents, and of two parents who were both negative blood types. I have
I think
family.
somebody was telling you a story, man.
I can promise you not, because I'm living proof of it, and I've
Yeah, I think
seen all the
yeah,
evidence.
see, they agree with me. They think
So
you're
I
telling you a
think
story.
I think maybe you've just been in the sauce or something. You don't know.
I don't do that kind of stuff. I wish I could though.
I know, but
It's
I'm just saying. Uh,
mm,
yeah, yeah. See, look at this, Sue. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. I worked in a
but
blood bank for
but
years.
first off,
Thank you.
first off, there would have never been two negatives to start, so that doesn't work. You got to come up with something better than
Well,
that.
nowadays there are a lot more negative.
No, but no, the population. Okay, that's see, this is where you're getting confused. That the population is static. It hasn't grown any since oh God, like 15, 1800 years at least. It's 15%,
Hmm.
been 15%, and it's gonna be 15%. It's like it's selected 15% of the world and said, you know what, the rest of you
Some people
85%
die,
can
and
piss
others are
off.
born. Joe. Some people die,
Yeah, but
others are born.
the rates of birth outside of our countries are high, not low. In
I'm just
our
saying.
countries, they're low. Everywhere else, they're high.
Yes. It's a negative blood type female. That's right. Exactly. If you, I married a positive blood
Two
type
females
initially as
can't have a
well,
baby. What are you talking about,
and
Patsy?
all three of
All
my
right,
kids,
man. Are we getting
all
like
three.
woke now or
Listen,
something?
listen. I married. I'm an A positive person. I was a negative, and all three of my kids ended up being negative.
Yeah, usually they are. Not always,
Yes.
but usually.
No. And same. My parents are both negative blood types. My sisters are all negative blood
Unless it's
types.
O, and then they're almost always O positive. Almost always. If it's O positive person
My
with a
grandparents
negative, it's almost
were
always
were
O.
A negative on one side of the family, and on the other side of the family, yes, there was an O negative. That
Oh,
came from my father, and then you end up with my mother. They were all negatives. Their doctor back then said, "How out of there's so few negative blood types in this world, how the hell did you two find each other and end up together?" And then we have three negative blood type kids, and that was a whole family, the whole extended family. That's how that you say. I don't know how it keeps growing. That's how it keeps growing.
no, that's not how it keeps growing. Okay, you're not thinking about what you're saying. Let's say that's true. Okay, you're
I
still
know.
losing babies to the other side, so it doesn't matter. It's not you're not O negative can or RH negative can never have enough babies to outpower
No, of
or
course
RH
not.
positive. So
Of
they're
course
never going
not.
to make any gain.
So
That's the
what you're
point.
asking, so what you're really
They're
saying, then you need to be
stuck.
more, you need to be more clear in what you're saying. That there's becoming more of us. So where are we evening out?
We plateaued.
Okay, that's what
We're,
I'm saying.
we
That's it.
plateaued
You
out.
need to be more clear.
So somewhere in the last 5,000 years, RH negative plateaued out. It just plateaued. It came out of nowhere, which no scientist today can tell you where RH negative came from. No one knows.
Yeah.
And y'all don't even have to worry. All the information for this is on the archive site. We had three of the
Yeah,
best
yeah, yeah.
rheumatologists in the freaking country work on it until they found out it was aliens. Then they really freaked
Yeah.
out. Which I'll have to show y'all one night. No, but the thing about it is we just plateaued somewhere along the line. We just hit a spot. Even after because we were actually making progress, and then they invented the anti-denigen D gene, and then
Right.
we plateaued. Maybe it's that made us plateau.
Mm.
Maybe that shot they given everybody made them plateau out.
Hmm.
The vaccine came from a gentleman in Australia. He had a special gene, some weird gene.
Yeah.
It allowed you to get a shot so the body wouldn't recognize it as positive.
Well, I had to take a
I mean, as
shot for
negative.
sure. I had to take a shot for sure.
Um, yeah, no, no, Jack. That's why they had blood type tests. That's why they had. So before you could get married in the old days, you had to have a test. And if you were O and A, they told you couldn't get married or you couldn't have kids.
That's why they did blood tests when people got married, right?
Yeah, yeah, because they didn't want you having stillborn babies and messed up children. And
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
because what happens is the positive attacks the negative, and it kills the baby, and in a kind of a horrible way at that.
Mm,
Yeah, and it's always.
mm,
Sometimes the baby survives, sometimes other things happen, but it always attacks them
mm.
because it's just a natural response. It's a natural what you call it response, immune response to the body. It's just
Yeah.
natural. It's not. People always want to act like it's something evil or something. It's not. It's just the way our body works. And no one, and we have talked to many scientists about this, know where it came from.
Hmm.
Mother
Well, that's what
Nature.
Patsy's asking. Is it alien origin or?
Well, we don't know, but we all we know for sure is that Mother Nature wouldn't have created it because it kills babies. Even if it is a patch to help lift us into maybe more become a more psychic civilization, which is
Mm,
possible
mm,
because RH negative people do seem to be more psychic than RH positive. Here's something for y'all. I bet y'all didn't know. So the Navy and Air Force have a program where they hire telepaths. Everybody in the program is RH negative. More than half of them are O negative.
hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Hmm.
Nah, they won't give you any names. They do show you pictures of the people from time to time, though. I know it's the damnedest thing. Well, no,
Mm,
they're still doing it. They're still recruiting. I don't know. You probably just have to call and ask, but no, they're gonna always be recruiting because they're looking for telepaths. They're looking for. To be honest with you, what they're looking for is telekinesis, but they just haven't been able to really find it. It doesn't really exist yet. You'll know when it exists because world leaders will just start dropping over.
hmm.
Oh yeah, just think if Trump had somebody who could do telekinesis. Putin would be dead. All the Ayatollahs would be dead. Shit, I'm pretty sure the guy in France would be dead. Mm. The guy in Canada would definitely be dead.
No, no, no. Don't get you go get me flagged.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, if Trump had somebody that did telekinesis, they'd just squeeze that little artery in your brain, look like you had an aneurysm,
Let's
or
just say they'd be dangerous and they would be sought
squeeze your heart.
after. Yeah,
Yes, and
that could be
it would look like
frightening.
an accident. You just squeeze the artery or squeeze the heart until they had a heart attack and die.
Mm,
Squeeze the brain artery until
mm.
it had an aneurysm. It's yeah, it's not.
Ah.
That's how you know we don't
Hi,
have
Carl.
telekinesis yet. Plus, I don't see no cars flying through there crashing into buildings and shit. So,
Oh my God.
um, no,
So,
RH negative is a very significant thing for our civilization. What
mhm.
it works out to be is going to be interesting to see what its final outcome is going to be. But it's a definite shift and change in our. But look at it this way: before RH negative, the world, and I mean the world, was brown haired, brown eyed, and brown skinned.
Mhm.
They may have been black haired, but regardless, they were brown eyed, brown haired, brown skinned. There was
Mhm.
no real color at all.
Mhm.
Then RH negative popped on. First thing RH negative did is allowed our eye colors to change.
Mhm.
Now, us green eyed people are only 2% of the world, so we extra special. But the blue eyed
Right
people,
here.
the blue eyed people, well, a lot of RH negative people have green eyes. It's
And yeah, and but my eyes change colors, all kinds
That's
of
because you're a
colors.
devil. We know why your eyes change color.
Maybe.
We know
No,
what's going on,
no,
man.
no.
I heard the other night when you were doing your show, I heard Wayne screaming in the background. You was putting the voodoo on him. I know
He
what
was
was
on
going
the
on.
show. He goes, in my
Not that night,
opinion,
the other night.
he goes, in my opinion, I think the negative blood type was engineered because females with negative blood will abort the baby if it's been fertilized by a positive male. It's a way of keeping the negative blood dominant.
They I don't know. I never heard that before. I heard the
Eh,
other way around, but I've never heard it that way before. The negative usually gives in to the positive, so uh,
I don't know because
both in
I
science and in
I
engineering.
know somebody who was a positive blood type and his other half was an O negative, and the children ended up being the same as the father, the
Wait,
A
if I didn't,
positive.
yeah, if I didn't know we were talking about this tonight, I'd have brought Daryl on with us. This is his specialty.
Yeah,
Well, he's a hematologist.
I'm just
He's not
saying.
even that. He's a what do he call himself? Anyway, he's an expert in how blood reacts.
Wayne says,
I don't like calling him hematologist because he tears me up every time I call him that.
yellow and blue make green. That's likely due to the reptilian mixing with the Nordics. Blue
Might be
eyes and
too.
yellow.
You know,
Hmm.
can't rule can't rule it out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's just weird because we try to explain it so when iCar launched this project 30 years ago, the goal was to make this non-relevant, to just show it was just random, how our DNA works. We didn't know all this other stuff was going to come out of it until later on.
Hmm.
And when it did, it just opened up a can of worms.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
because we started learning things about Rh negative, personality traits,
Yeah.
attitudes. They're just different. And then you
Yeah.
got to wonder to yourself, why are the majority of famous people in the world have green or blue eyes when they're the smallest part of the minority? I mean, 2% green, 8% blue. That's 10% of the world's population. But yet, when you look at a politician, that's like half your politicians.
Mm.
When you look at the music industry, that's half the people in music and movies. Probably
Hmm.
in movies, it's even more.
Hmm.
Why is that? People, just because someone's eye color makes them that much more popular or that much smarter, can that possibly be? I
Clones.
don't know. Jack, my
Just
favorite eye
saying.
color. My
You
favorite eye
gotta
color
catch
is brown.
Laura Lee and Marsha. We
Yeah.
did talking about those.
No,
Just
no,
saying.
no. Really, truly, my favorite eye color is brown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I have green eyes, but anyway, no, I like brown eyes. I
I
can't
don't
help it's the
know.
majority.
I'm
Mm,
just saying.
nice chocolate
I'm just
color,
saying.
like milk chocolate color. Yeah.
Uh, so,
The
so,
aliens are coming for all you people. I'm gonna be standing on the mountain laughing when they zapping your asses.
well, we'll talk about aliens for a second. Um, why, we automatically look to the stars. We look to the sky. I don't think we factor in that they probably, many of them have probably been here already all along. If you can start getting into, the whole inner earth sort of thing,
They
you can get into, I mean, let's start
it
looking at
looks
that, the legends, the
well,
Hopi
it looks
ant
like
people.
they were here, then they were gone, then they were back, then they were gone, then they were back. It
Hmm.
doesn't look like so. In other words, it doesn't look like there's been like 100 million years of succession of extraterrestrials on our planet. It looks like
Hmm.
they were here for a while, and then for whatever reason they left. We're pretty sure whoever was here 63 million years ago left because of the rock, or went
Because of the
underground,
what?
one or the
Sorry?
other. Because
Because
of
of the what?
the asteroid that killed
Oh,
all the
right, right, right.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we're pretty sure about that, and it's probably the same things that happened on Mars and Venus because they all went rogue around the same time. So
Hmm.
any life forms there would have left. Now, what's interesting is after wiping out the dinosaurs on Earth, Earth would have become a much more hospitable planet for humanoid type aliens.
Mm.
So maybe that's why we all share a common ancestry with Mars. Um, people. If you ever watch Elon Musk, pay attention to him. He's not wanting to live on Mars. He's wanting to go home. He can feel it in his blood. He wants to go home. He knows Earth ain't our original home. He
Mm.
knows we're
Yeah,
transplants.
he's made comments for sure, Um,
No, it's not hard to figure out. Earth is a 23 and three-quarter hour day. Mars is a 24-hour and a quarter day, and our biological clock is set to 24 and a quarter hours.
mm,
Pretty much a given where we
mm,
come from. Not just that, average body temperature at Mars at 55 million years ago would have been perfect for you. It's never been perfect on Earth. It's always
mm,
been too hot for us or too cold, but it's never been at the right temperature.
mm,
Suggests that maybe we didn't evolve here. As far
mm.
as we know, nothing on this planet evolved here. When Mars went foo-foo, they might have transferred their life forms to this planet. See,
Well,
none of us
depending
were
how
here
it
back then.
goes, I mean, it
Well,
could make
that's
sense.
yeah. Well, none
Do
of
you
us
do
were
you
here.
remember
So
this thing? Do you remember this thing? This is the 101.8 billion-year-old nuclear reactor in
yes, I do
Oklo,
remember.
Africa, Gabon Republic. It was discovered in 1972 in a French factory. Went to import ore. They found that it had already been extracted, and they found what appeared to have been a large-scale nuclear reactor from 1.8 billion years ago. It was allegedly operated for 500,000 years.
See, and this is the point I always try to get across to people.
Yeah.
We live on a planet that's 5 billion years old.
Yeah.
Now, granted, according to science, there's only been life here for 1.2 billion years. Regardless, they could be wrong. Remember, they used to say it was only 750 million years. They've already
Hmm.
doubled that. But regardless, we don't know who was here. And remember, just because they came to a planet that was hostile doesn't mean they didn't have the technology to deal with it, or it might not have been hostile to them.
Hmm.
So the galaxy we live in is almost 14 billion years old.
Hmm.
The amount of life here could be enormous, and the amount of things coming and going, coming by our planet from time to time, could be enormous.
Hmm.
I mean, literally and truly, every million years, somebody could be stopping by. We don't know. Oh, everybody said, well, that's a million years. Well, that's long to us. But in the grand scheme of the cosmos, that's nothing. That's like a grain of sand.
Hmm.
Flipping along. There's no telling how many times this planet's been visited by advanced life, how many times it's been settled by advanced life, how many times it's even sprung advanced life itself.
Hmm. Wayne
But
says we're not suited to live on this planet. It's too
no, we're
hot,
not.
it's too cold, it's mostly water. We're not from around here, and everything's always trying to eat everything else, which is not really. But
Well,
it is harsh. And Annette says maybe we were a penal planet and got dumped here. Maybe.
that's what a particular religion kind of believes, which we're not going to get into that, but that's what a particular religion. They threw them
Yeah.
all into a volcano, and then the volcano spit them out all over Earth.
Hmm.
Yes. Anyway, what do you
Yeah.
mean? What religions? You got to figure it out for yourself. You got to look it up. I'm not allowed to say. Michelle will hurt me. Anyway, you will. You'll hurt me if I
Ah.
say it. It's no, Jeremy. I'm not saying. But
Yeah.
stop it. What the hell was I saying before they started bouncing me with text messages? I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop leaving Pal Talk open, you idiots. It's bad enough I gotta have Messenger open. It's
Yeah.
Oh, and then Stupid Joe showed two of his friends today how to use Messenger. Oh man,
Pardon.
If I could take it away from him, I would. I mean, it's
Hmm.
like now they're finding out what acronyms mean and stuff. Like, where have y'all been living on Mars or something? What the hell's going on here? Well, you know how it is. And then, like, Shell and I use several messenger services. Like, well, I talk to her on Telegram sometimes, and one other ones besides that, and Signal and WhatsApp, and you name it, somebody's on something somewhere.
Hmm.
Well, I got rid of a bunch of them. Aliens want to come here. They love us. They think we're nice and cute and sweet, and they want to make love to our women and have lots of alien babies and breed all you ugly men out. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're
Where
gonna
are we going
replace
with
y'all
this?
with little grays.
Where are we seriously going with this? I
I'm just
think I'm
saying
I'm
that's what
I'm
the human
lost already.
aliens want. That's what the human aliens want. They're like, they want our planet. Look how cute our planet is. Wouldn't you
I
want our
know.
planet?
Ah, boy.
So do you know they found an Earth-like planet that's actually they inhabited is better for us than this planet is? Yes, that makes me I'm thinking.
Well,
This,
they're trying to decimate this planet, so you
yeah,
know.
we're in good shape, man. We're in good shape.
I'm just saying.
We love our planet. I'm just
Hmm.
not sure if Gaia loves us. See, I've always been scared, people, because if we're transplants and our Gaia is on Mars and we're over here screwing with Earth Gaia, we're
Yeah.
asking for it. Just saying, it might have been what happened to the original Martians, the Atlanteans.
Well,
Gaia said, you know what, you don't belong here. Get off my planet.
I have to say, while we're on this, so the Earth, every 12,500 years just goes through this major cataclysm. I mean, we've gone through, floods, we've gone through ice ages. Seems to be a normal thing. So, can we talk about what's going on in the world
Kitty,
today
kitty, kitty, kitty.
with all of the
You're not allowed to
earthquakes,
talk
all
politics
of the
on your show.
volcanoes, all of the I think it was
It's
Nepal
all
that just
caused by
got hit by
politics.
a flood today.
It's all caused by politics.
Huh?
It's all caused by politics.
I'm just saying. I
That's
know.
bad vibrations by the people that run
But
the
we're not.
world.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get into politics,
No,
but
well, okay. When I'm saying politics, it is really, truly a lot of it's caused by politics. But what I mean by that is, so we know that our planet responds, not just our planet, but our whole environment responds to vibrations, both positive and negative. We know that.
yeah.
So we have Uncle Orange,
Yep.
Mr. Crazy, Little Crazy next to him, Crazy Crazy over there in Korea land, and then we got some other crazies in South America.
Yeah.
So these vibes that we're giving off as a group, And meanwhile, while these idiots, we're not going to mention no names because they're just idiots, but
Because this isn't a politics show.
while these idiots are causing their problems, it's making everybody else feel antsy and itchy, which of course in return is sending out negative vibrations across our planet. And of course, like Gaia always does, she reacts positively and negatively. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're pissing her off.
So
Stop it.
let me pose the question like this. Do you think throughout the last, since civilization has been, and let's just say the last 1,000 years to be safe. Okay. So even going back to the flood times when we know man has been here, um, especially now, which is a big concern because I want to know where we're going. Do you think some of this could be, some narratives are being helped along
Some
to,
probably are being helped along.
yeah.
Some. One thing that saves you and me and everybody else on this planet is there is a bunch of idiots running things. So what happens is
No.
this idiot group thinks they're going to control the world. Well, this idiot group over here says, "No, we've got it." This idiot group, well, guess what? None of them have enough power to control it, so they're just butting heads all the time. So that keeps you and I safe because one, I know people out there they want to blow up the world. They don't want to blow up the world because they live here too. Nobody wants to live underground for the next couple of eons. Nobody wants their kids to grow up like them things off the time machine. Okay, we don't want none of that stuff. So we want freedom on our planet. We want to have a great planet, but the
But
fact
if
of the
we're, but
matter
we're,
is,
are we the ones abusing the planet, and are we getting I mean, this
so
narrative to
if you
help it
looked at this,
along, and it's
yeah,
rebelling?
yeah. So if you looked at this as Gaia, from Gaia's point of view, she would have to look at the human race as well. The very nicest way I could say this is a virus because we're not doing anything beneficial for her, and we just keep spreading.
Hmm.
I mean, we're at 8 billion now. Another 50 years, we'll be at 20 billion. 20 billion people on this planet. You know, he's going to flip it over. I don't think he'll flip it over, but still.
Hmm.
20 billion is a lot of people. Man, by then we'll have people on Mars and the moon and other places, but still. I
So
mean,
let's talk about
you have to
natural
shift.
cataclysm. Do you think we've got natural cataclysm coming?
Well,
That
if we don't change something, I think we do because I think she's getting tired of the bullshit.
Well, there's a lot of people right now. Let's just say people who are able
And
to
remember, these
find
people,
find.
heat draws things.
Yeah, but there are people who are able. I'll leave it there because I really don't want to turn this into a political show. Who are heading, let's say, south? They're going up into the mountains. They're going underground. They're going, we're seeing some of these people, heading south along really nice, like the warmer waters, warmer oceans, south, maybe trying to avoid an ice age or something. But they're preparing in a way that their things are just are we've getting a lot of fires, we're getting a lot of floods, we're getting a lot of temperamental weather. Do you
So
see where I'm going with it? So
I'm
do
gonna
you
tell you
think
another
maybe they're
secret.
preparing because they know something, or
Well,
are
let's examine the situation. What is Elon Musk up to? Is Elon Musk trying to leave the planet or anything? Oh shit, he is.
boy? Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
And would Elon know if there was a disaster coming? More than likely, he would.
Yeah, richest guy on earth, thinking so. Yeah,
Yes, I'm thinking so.
yeah. No,
Oh,
for
you know what?
sure.
Actually, you know what? Hold on, Janie. Wayne told me about that earlier, and I forgot. Hold
All right. We'll just all hang in here. Our planet will be like a wet dog. Suddenly, the dog shakes, all the water gets flung off. Hold on tight. Our planet is about to shake
on.
off the
Right there.
annoying pests on her skin. Possibly. So, yeah. I mean, so, how many ancient civilizations? We keep going. The planet goes through her cycles, is what I'm going through. Some of these civilizations, it's believed, were deliberately change if you start getting into Tartaria, things of that nature. And this has always been a cycle, and we're coming up to that cycle again. So are we legitimately coming up to that cycle again, or is it being altered and pushed in that direction? Because there is that belief that somewhere along the line time, we're not in our real timelines because it changed the calendar. It's not even like we're talking like we all shifted into a timeline. That's a whole other show because certain scientists have pretty much said, yeah, we messed up and we are. But there are, there's a belief right now that time has been speeding up for quite a while.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's no way to know what time because anything that changes, we don't remember it.
Yeah.
It changes your whole perception. So if something does change,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know. And the only thing that I found that it was odd is that the planet had gotten really, really, really peaceful, and then all of a sudden, in the last 6 or 7 years, it's gotten very unpeaceful.
Yeah.
It's well, no, Jack. At one time, there was one time in my life there was no wars going on anywhere,
Hmm.
and until this stuff with Iran, we were actually done with the wars. And even when Trump was president the first time, there was only one war going on, and it wasn't even really a war. It was more like a babysitting job.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
planet had reached a peaceful level, but for some reason, the powers that be are not happy with the peace and want something because they
Mm.
want chaos. It's
Yeah.
easier to do bad things in chaos, people. That's why they like chaos. You can
Hmm.
hide a lot more stuff. And from a planetary point of view, if you're a sentient planet, which we're pretty sure Earth is,
Hmm.
then you're looking at the inhabitants of you thinking, should I just wait till they nuke everything and not worry about it? Or because
Hmm.
she knows there's nothing y'all we can do to her that's going to destroy the planet. All we can do is destroy ourselves. People say all the time, we're destroying Earth. We're not destroying Earth. We're destroying ourselves.
Hmm.
Okay, there's nothing you can do to Earth that's going to destroy it. It'll come back regardless what we do. We've seen
Yeah.
Earth itself destroy its own self 4 or 5 times ago.
Mm.
We know now. We watched the dinosaurs went extinct by the biggest nuclear blast, which would equivalent everything the United States has in its nuclear arsenal, and it
Hmm.
still survived.
Yeah.
So, we know the planet's going to survive. It's a matter of are we going to survive? It's like the first time someone asked Gronk, "How do you save Earth? Get rid of the humans." Was its answer. Dumb
Mm.
question to ask AI people. You ask AI, "How do you save the human race?" Not how you save Earth. Jesus, trying to get us killed.
Mm.
Um, but when you get into
Um,
these kind of things, it's you just when it comes to time, we're just like I said, we're just stuck because we can only maybe halfway assume stuff. Because it does feel like it's odd the stuff that's going on right now, but
hmm.
that time traveler guy in 28 said that Trump was going to win, lose, and then win again,
Hmm.
and and then the next president after that would be the last sitting president of the United States.
Mm. Yeah.
He would become an emperor after that.
Um,
Emperor Vance, no way, people, that ain't happening.
I've
Maybe
actually done a show on that,
Emperor
Annette.
Rubio.
Yeah.
I'll do Emperor Rubio, but not Emperor Vance. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Aliens. I don't. I say this all the time. People ask me that question all the time. Why won't they intervene? Why?
Ah.
Okay. Better yet, why haven't they intervened? So, if you're going to judge extraterrestrials, which you should judge them just like you judge any human by their actions. What are their actions? What have they done? Have they enlightened our species? Me and Michelle are just talking, and I'm not thinking our species is too enlightened right now. Have they wiped our species out? Well, no. There's 8 billion of us. So what exactly are they doing here? Why are they so interested in the human race that just seems to be out of control? Or we just, maybe we just scare them.
Mm.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we scare the extraterrestrials. But again, you have to judge them by their actions. And their actions aren't always friendly to us. They seem to move around and do whatever they want on our planet anytime they want on our planet without asking anybody.
Yeah,
And
but
when they
maybe
take,
many of them have already been here. Maybe they were here first.
they might have been here first. It still doesn't give you a right to go around abducting people.
No,
Uh,
but it's a curiosity if they're already here, why they would be sitting back and letting us fend for ourselves for those who are here because they're here too. If we're sitting here just, creating destruction on the planet, then why wouldn't they intervene
why
to
would they? They
save
want the planet.
themselves?
They're not gonna. We're not gonna hurt them. They're gonna ship and go sit in space. And then after we're dead, they'll come back and take the planet and fix it.
Mm.
They can fix nuclear fights. If we blow up the planet with nukes, they can actually fix that. That's something within their skill set.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have machines that will suck all the radiation out and fix all the contamination. They could
Mm-hmm.
even save the humans if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Nuclear. So yeah, because they've been there, done that. They moved on. It's time to look. They're here. They're watching us. If we forfeit the planet, that's our fault, not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not here to destroy us, and they're not here to save us
Mm-hmm.
because they haven't done either one, and they've been here an awful long time. The
Mm-hmm.
reptilians and humans have been here since the beginning of man because every civilization has talked about the reptilians and humans from the Sumerians forward.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the Greys don't show up until late in the Egyptian, closer to the time of Christ, which is weird because when the Greys show up, so before the Greys, the reptilians were revered around the planet. The human aliens are hated as evil, hostile things. But the reptilians and the Mesoamericans and the Egyptians and the Sumerians are all, the Mesopotamians are all worshipped as gods. So here comes Christ right at the turn of the century, and then all of a sudden, reptilians are evil and bad and evil and naughty and don't talk to them and stuff. What changed?
Mm-hmm.
Who changed it? What changed it? I can't find a single event in history why it flip flopped other than the birth of Christ. It seems to be the mark of when it started. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be any reason for it.
But there is, I mean, if technically speaking, you know, I mean, how many advanced civilizations? I mean, how many have risen and fallen actually before recorded history? We're not given that information. Do fossil records hide older advanced human
Yeah,
groups? I mean,
we're not gonna see any of that. It's anything that's more than like 5 or 10 million years old just doesn't exist anymore. Even our own civilization would be completely and utterly gone in 10 million, and in 20 million, you couldn't even find remnants of our pollution.
no, but
Uh,
that's just it. Why do mainstream timelines just reject the pre-ice age civilization? We know it's there. I mean, do you remember
well,
when we
they're
did a show? They had a Stonehenge in Lake Michigan next to a giant boulder with a painting or a petroglyph or rock art
yeah.
of a mastodon.
Well, see
That
that's the point. Civilization is I think what they're having a hard time with is okay, they tried to lay it out like Stone Age, Bronze Age, Steel Age, but that's not what this actually is. It seems like at different points there was cultures on this planet that were more advanced than the rest of the cultures. They just didn't seem to interfere that much. Even though people like Aristotle, Plato were aware of the Atlanteans, they
mm,
didn't interact with the Atlanteans
mm-hmm,
for whatever reason, which probably because the Atlanteans didn't exist anymore by the time they came around. They were probably already gone,
mm-hmm,
but they were probably just memories from whoever to whoever to whoever being handed down by the Mediterranean civilizations and the
mm-hmm.
Atlantic civilizations. But more than likely they were gone. But that's just one of many. I mean, the ones who came before the Toltecs, the Mu, whoever, where the hell? Matter of fact, there are at least 5 civilizations in South America that just poof. The buildings are intact. There's no corpses. There's no bodies. There's no nothing. Just not even dishes.
Yeah.
It's like somebody flew over, took them, put them somewhere else. Now
Mm-hmm.
there are stories and the Mayans, Aztecs, and the Incans that the people they say they were brought here from another world originally and put here to thrive because where they came from was too hostile at the time to thrive and grow. And they said when they reached the masses they needed, they would be brought back. And it's just funny those civilizations disappeared at the height of their civilization, and
Yeah.
those stories exist. So it is possible that some alien race put them here and then came back and took them and put them home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, George. It's information that's it's hard to wrap your mind around because there's so many nuances. I mean, really, the
Do
South
you
Americans really believe that they came from a and it's not they didn't say the heavens. They said
well the
specifically another
Dogons
world.
talk about the Syrians,
Yeah, the Dogons also talk about the reptilians raping and pillaging and stealing the
That's true, they
Sumerian
do.
women and making them pregnant, and the
Yeah.
Sumerians talk about it too. Well, Jack, that's that. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. I apologize. I didn't mean to call you Jack. What you
Yeah.
stupid pal talk thing popping all over. Anyway, um,
New
you
reports
distracted me.
um, new
Go ahead.
reports of Atlantis may have been found near where Plato said it was. That's interesting.
Yeah, they found what appears to be a 3-ring city, but they don't think it's big enough.
Mm. Yeah.
They, they won't know for a while yet, though.
Do you think, Joe, realistically speaking, do you think that maybe they're left in clues? Like when we look at ancient myths, I mean, what might they say about like our true beginnings? Because there's so much,
Well,
you
so
know.
you've got creation stories from 50 or 60 worlds that talk about basically the bearers of life, like just like the Adam and Eve story, that we were given knowledge by the reptilians. That's all over, and especially in the Mesoamerican worlds and in the Native American worlds, it's all over that they had given us knowledge.
Mm,
But the real story is not quite that simple. The Dogon and Sumerian story is that uh, the Dogon, I mean the Sumerians had came here and had built a race and were mining our planet, and the race they had built was a subspecies of this race that's here today, our race. But they were
mm-hmm,
a subspecies of us. The reptilians came, according to the Dogon, the reptilians came home, which I think Earth was just a colony, but still. And they said that the would go down there and they would steal the women, bring the women back, rape the women, and make sure they were pregnant before they brought them back.
mm-hmm,
Then they would bring them back, and those children were born were different. For the very first time I heard the story, that's what they meant. They looked, part reptilian.
mm,
So, no, that's not what they actually meant. They just meant they acted differently, and they became aggressive. They wanted to know why they had to plow the fields, why they had to do this, why couldn't you're a super
mm,
omnipotent being, you plowed a damn field. And then somewhere along they realized not only were they sentient, but they outnumbered the aliens 10,000 to 1.
mm.
So regardless what kind of technology the aliens had, they found themselves greatly outnumbered. And so that was the start. And the reptilians did that for what reason? Was that to help us? Hell no. I don't think they could have cared less about us. We were pre-human species. What do they care? Now,
Mm.
thanks to them, we are enlightened now, and we are distant relatives of theirs, so they have to be nice to us. Yes, reptilians are funny. So if you carry their DNA, you're considered family, and they do have genetic memory. And every now and then, a human has these weird memories of these events that could not possibly be theirs, but they're definitely one of somebody else's.
Mhm.
Um, but so
Mm.
we carry that. All of us carry that reptilian section in our brain now, and because of that, we can, we have people like this one, this mean girl here, and sweet people like me.
Whatever.
Uh,
So,
no, but
so
it is true. That's what
I'm
the Sumerians say, and I'm going to do
so when we're looking at, like I'll use giants as an example. You know, we have people who will say, no, that was the Nephilim, and that's a really big consensus. But anyway, we look at it, you know, there are stories of giants, even in even in modern times.
The giant thing is a weird thing, and for a couple of reasons. Like your own home,
Kandahar, the Kandahar giant.
well, your own country up there in the Northeast, there were some giants found, and they were between 13 and 16 feet. That's big. There were some other
Bigger in
giants found.
Sardinia.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Now, there was some found at 12 foot. There was some found between 25 and 35 feet. And there's even a
Yeah.
legend that two were found in the Middle East that almost topped 50 feet. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, you can have humans that big. They just have to come from a different kind of planet than this one, a much larger, much bigger planet than this
Hmm.
one. And remember, the bigger the planet is, the more gravity strong. So if you
Hmm.
come from like a 10G planet and you come to Earth, you're 9 times stronger than any human on the planet without even trying. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the difference because where you come from, the gravity's so much more intense. Yeah, like when you go to lift your drink up, you probably hit yourself in the head with the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on your planet, it's like, yeah, on this planet, it'd be like, um,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing for us on the moon and Mars. It's
Mm.
going to be less gravity there. So
Yeah.
we know they couldn't have developed here because of the gravity on this planet wouldn't have allowed them to get that big.
Yeah.
Um, no, Gene. Now, if they lived in the ocean, they could probably get that big
Hmm.
because we have things in the ocean that big because the ocean's big, but land is not all that big. And having 10 people 50 foot is pretty big. That would take up at least a 5-6 square mile area. So think of trying to have a city the size of New York with people that are 50 feet tall. First off, the skyscrapers would be 700 stories, 800 stories, 1,000 stories, because each floor today is 10 feet.
Hmm.
Well, if the guy's 50 feet, it's got to be at least 2 feet taller than him. or at least 5 feet, which means every story is going to be 55 feet and up.
Mm-hmm.
Every 10 stories is 550 feet.
Right.
You get to 200 stories, you're way the hell up in the sky now. Uh, and not just that, the resources would have had to be bigger. Those stories about those giant trees would have had to have been true, which so far they haven't been able to prove any of them. Well, they said Devil Mound is one of them, but they tested it. It's just rock. They tested some other one. They said was a tree because it looks like it. When you look at it, it looks like a tree that stump was cut. It was just a stump left behind, but it's not. It's just a big rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because trees like that. In other words, if a tree was big enough around as Devil's, whatever that is, where Close Encounters was filmed, that thing would reach space.
Mm-hmm.
That's how tall. Just go look at the redwoods in California. Look how big around they are, and look how tall they are.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
and then think about that with a base 1,000 times larger than how tall that tree would be.
the thing is you find there have been bones and there have been mounds and traces them all over the world. It's not like they
Yeah,
were a race of beings that were all over this planet. And you look at recent times, the Kandahar giant, that's U.S. military. Like they're basically saying, yeah, people have come forward and said we took this thing down. They have it.
yeah, and the thing of it is, those could just simply be ETs. It isn't because let's not forget the
Yeah,
tall whites that have parked out at Area 53. Their average height is 12 feet. Um,
yeah.
no, they can get taller than that, John, but they start out in their teenage years around 9 feet. But the tall whites never stop growing. The longer
Hmm.
they live, the taller they get. So there comes to a point where they get too tall and their body becomes fragile. Yeah. It's one of
Hmm.
the things they wrote in the book. But so we know that race exists. We know that the grays and reptilians range anywhere from 7 to 9 feet in average,
Hmm.
and they're just an everyday race. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easy to know. More than likely, what happened is maybe a ship crashed here with a bunch of giants. Well, think about it. Think about a ship that housed, say, just 200 giants. Think about how big this ship would have to be. It would be massive. Yeah, it would be massive. Just think if you wanted to bring a colony somewhere, a ship, you know what size that would be? About the size of our moon,
Yeah.
which
Well,
happens to be hollow.
right? To the Death Star. Yeah.
So you're saying, people, that
Yeah.
might have been where they came from. But whatever
Yeah.
they were, whoever they were, eventually they were killed off.
Mhm.
Their technology must
Well,
have not been
some.
great because they either died of old age being worshipped or they were killed off. I mean, David killed one with a rock.
Yes.
So obviously they weren't, obviously they weren't even that smart, some of them.
But I
You
mean,
can't dodge a rock, man.
if you're going if you're going into the Nephilim theory, I mean, they're still finding them today. It makes it, but dealing with offspring. So, and some people think, well, the spirits. What happened to the spirits of the Nephilim?
What happened to the children of Neville? Most of them probably shrunk down now, but
Well,
I think,
we're talking the Nephilim offspring, right? The Nephilim.
yeah. So,
So the
so
offspring,
the offspring of their offspring are
yeah,
probably about the same size we are.
yeah,
Uh, now, now, I would imagine when this all started, they were all probably 25, 30 foot tall, walking around like they're badass selves. Because then there are several descriptions in Egypt about
mm,
beings like this that existed before Egypt did. But, um, well, no, John, the ones they talk about in Egypt existed 100,000 years at least before Egypt did. Most of the giants, when you hear them talk, were pre today's civilization. The civilization that's 10,000 years old here today, they predate that civilization.
mm,
Some of them actually interacted with it, but most of them predated,
mm-hmm,
suggesting that either they came here at some point, but it doesn't seem like they left. It just seems like they died off or interbred. Well, I mean, in the beginning, it might have been a little hard to interbreed. Let's be honest.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a monster. But somewhere along the line, it seems like that might have been even what introduced our telepathic stuff. Either them or Gray, something introduced telepathy to our society
Mm-hmm.
uh, somewhere along the line. And I know everybody always thinks everybody has it, but I've done too much testing. I don't believe that. If my problem is we've tested a lot of people now. just so few show any signs of those kind of abilities. All
Mm-hmm.
contactees do, by the way. When you meet a real contactee, you know right off the bat because they're very psychic and they're almost always empathic. It's no problem with empathy is that a lot of them don't know what they have and they don't know what they're doing with it. Like
Mm-hmm.
transmitting all over the neighborhood while they're walking around. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, if you're empathic, depending on what kind of mood you're in, you're walking around town or walking around in your house or walking around in the shopping mall, you're going to be changing people's moods as you're walking. Or if you're more of a receiver than a sender, your mood could be moods. So if you feel like you're a person who's swinging moods all the time, you're like happy, sad, laughing, cutting up, being stupid, being hungry, being whatever, but your mood's constantly changing when there's a lot of people around, you're empathic. You're not psycho, you're empathic. And what's
Mm-hmm.
happening is you're picking up every person in the room with you. So you're just changing as you mind picks up a person, your mood changes according to that individual. You can also send like that too. The best thing is to learn is just how to turn it off when you're around a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
You're not torturing yourself or someone else. Oh no, I know some good empaths. Zuby could walk into a room of 100 people, make them all start crying.
Mm-hmm.
I told her when we were at a conference, I said, look, I was being really mean to her. She got really sad and mad. She started crying. We walked in the room. Everybody, I'm not kidding you. They got a video of it. Everybody in the room starts crying. And when we got on stage and we were talking, I brought her up on stage to introduce her. And I said, well, look, this is my very empathic friend who I really made really mad before we walked in to prove a point that when she walked in upset that all of y'all would get upset. And sure enough, everybody in this room got upset. The whole audience was like, what? They thought it was they haunted, they bugged this poor woman so much. I felt sorry for her after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
no, a good empath. There are some really good ones. There's some really good telepaths. It's just they don't like to make themselves too well known because there's
Mm-hmm.
other people interested. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's like when we pick up Michelle. We don't tell her now, but we pick her up. We put her to work for a while, then we drop her back off and program her, and usually put some image of the demon in her head. And she's good to go.
And the fact that you're still here, what is that, natural selection?
That's because I'm smart. Yes, I
So
kicked her ass.
survival.
I had the security TV knocked out.
I'm starting to see natural selection coming in your future.
Oh, gee,
Oh,
what are you talking about? Cell phone. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, yeah. Okay, you did hear me say that. So, on a few occasions, on three different phones, it will say I'm in Saskatchewan, Canada, at 5,000 feet. I don't even know if there's any mountains in Saskatchewan. I'm not from there, and somebody on this network is, but um, it just so we're in a car one day, we're cruising along, and we stopped somewhere for lunch. I looked down at my phone, and it says you're in Saskatchewan, and I hope you're enjoying your flight. You're currently at 5,000 feet. I look out the window, I look down at my plate. I'm like, really? Phone, and where exactly are you right I like moving it around, but every now and then it just does this, and it's
mm.
done on a couple occasions. It really bothers me because it makes me wonder what exactly is causing this. And
Well,
if it
did you
was
have
just,
missing time?
I don't know what we had actually. It was very weird. Every time it's happened, there's always this weird taste left in my mouth, and this sense of there's something I missed, but you never really sense anything else. No, it's weird. And if it would have just been one phone, I'd have said okay. But I'm on my fourth phone, and I finally did it on this one. This one just recently. It's one. No,
Mm.
it's done on an Apple phone. It's actually done on two Apple phones, a Samsung, and this whatever this thing is
Mhm.
called, the one.
Well, I keep telling you you're compromised. I snag you all the time, but
Not
you
me.
argue with me.
It's not me that's snatching.
Hmm.
I work for them. They don't have to snatch.
It's not my phone
See,
that's
see,
showing 5,000 feet. I'm just
that,
saying.
that's that's just to let me know where we're at the moment when we're
Oh, yeah,
probing
yeah,
people.
yeah. While you're driving
It's
on the
uh,
road. Yeah.
it's no, Dean. I work for them. I don't. They don't have to snatch me. They can
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, I know. Get
Yeah,
me started. Get me
we
started.
buddies like this these days. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I feed them people. Say, look, this one needs to be probed. That one needs to be
Yeah,
probed.
maybe it's just your phone that's,
This
that's
one
up
needs to
there.
be probed.
They drop you back
It's
down.
I would worry about it, but I'm always somewhere else when it happens. So
Ah.
I mean, if I woke up and I was like, whoa, no, that's not what
Mm.
happens. It's like
Um,
it's almost like they're reminding me. of something, or it's letting me know that someone is waiting for you here.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's just weird because I was speaking in Washington D.C. a while back, and my phone started vibrating around thing. The first thing pops up is Norfolk, Virginia. I'm like, what the hell, Norfolk? And the guy looked at me and said, what did you say? I said, oh, my phone. I said, we're being hacked. I put it up wherever he could see us. It's Norfolk. And then it stopped, and it vibrated again, and it came up, you're in Saskatchewan, Canada, at 5,000 feet. So I showed everybody in the room. I said, well, you people, obviously we're all in Saskatchewan right now.
You
Y'all are
should have.
all being abducted and being probed at the
Did you
moment.
take a screenshot?
Yeah, they actually took a video of the whole thing. It's Stephen Bassett. It's Steven's got no, not Steven. It was one of them. I'll look and see. I got it written down. But they took a video. It was
Mm.
very creepy, weird. And oh no, that was what's his name? We were can't remember this guy's name. He's from New Jersey. They sponsor a New Jersey conference up there, and we were all in D.C. It was it'll come to me sooner or later. It's
Mm.
old age people is what it is. It's what's
Too
his
many
name?
abductions. They scrub him.
Nah, they don't even bother. They don't have to. They know I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Uh huh.
I
They
keep their
scrub you
secret.
anyway.
I
We
keep
want him
their
to
secret.
think that he's working
No,
for
they
us.
can't. They can't because when you do middle lab abductions, I have to remember what's going on, so they can't do that. Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Well, how you think I got to
mm,
retire early because I do military abductions for a living?
mm.
People. Yeah, look, I even got my own private probing stick. See,
So,
look at.
see, there we
Don't give
go.
me no trouble, people.
I can't even right now. I could come out
No,
and
just
say
say,
so many things right now, and I'm just
do
not
you want to be probed? You
because
better
I don't
behave
want to. I
yourself.
don't want to flag my own show. I don't want to flag my own show for
See,
being
she brings
inappropriate.
out the worst in us, man. I'll tell you what. I come over, I'm all innocent and stuff. She's over here being all bad and
Oh.
stuff. Um, yeah. What's that, Jimmy? Oh, I've been knowing Michelle for a while, yeah. What do you mean, do I trust her? I sure can hope so. Excuse my language.
Known you for like a million years.
She
Long time.
um
Long time.
she runs the station, dude. Yeah, of course I trust her. I trust enough that I don't worry about it, which is a rare thing because I worry about everything.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's no, it's oh, we play a lot about different things. What will we argue about? Hell yeah, we'll argue about stuff because I'm always right. She don't know what the hell she's talking about. You see that face? It's
Yeah, only when Joe's on my show do I worry about being flagged.
and I know. Well, I can't say I never get flagged up
I'm
there.
just saying. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
speaking of that, we're off of both of our things now.
Yay.
Yay!
See? That's because Joe gets everybody flagged, including himself.
Wait,
So
I'm always
it's
worried.
just without fail. Without fail. But you know what?
Mm.
We are coming up like to spooky season. We've got
Yes.
a lot of our shows here.
And we got a 5 week spooky season this year. Big
I
plus.
know. And Halloween's on a Saturday night. I know Don't Whistle at
Oh,
Night's got something real special planned, so
yeah.
that's going to go. And it's true, Joe's flagged on the chat most week. You're not
That's
wrong.
Jay.
You're
That's
not
Jay.
wrong.
That's not me. That's
It's true.
Jay. We're blaming Jay for that.
Yeah.
No, we're
See,
blaming
he
Sean better
hears
yet. No,
me.
we're
He
gonna
hears
blame
me
Sean.
belly aching. I'm like, for crap's sake, Joe's got us flagged again. So, so anyway,
That's the boys, man. That's the boys.
that's the boys. Oh my God. But
Uh,
anyway, if a lot of paranormal people out there listening got good spooky stories to tell, all of our shows, during October, will look for, pretty cool guests to have, and there's probably about 30 shows at least on the network.
there's a
So
couple of them out there, that's for sure.
yeah,
Oh,
just a couple.
we always have
You're
spots, but
fired. You should know this.
there's not much in the way of free slots anymore, though, Jack. That's
Yeah,
what you're asking.
yeah,
It's
yeah. But there's a lot
no,
going on.
you pay good. I'll make a spot for you. Yeah, I got these Thursday and Wednesday shows. I can
You
move
pay
around.
me, I'll make a spot for you.
I got my spot. You ain't getting rid of mine. You,
Woo!
you can't get rid of the boss spot. Um,
Well, I'm just saying, you know,
even though somebody offered me for the Friday night slot, not for mine, for Jeffrey. I told Jeffrey the other
For
day.
mine, I
I
wouldn't give
said,
mine up.
no, I didn't give mine up. No, they didn't want mine. They wanted Jeffrey's because his was earlier. And I said, how much? I said, oh, Jeffrey, you may be losing your
Not
I
nice.
told him,
Not nice.
I said, Jeff,
Oh my
when they
goodness.
send me a check, I'll send you, $100 a month for it.
Oh,
So,
well, you know, I have another network co-host and fellow UPRN host tomorrow night who's not going to get me in as much trouble as
oh, and who is this? If
so,
it's Laura, at
so
least you're gonna get you in
uh,
more trouble.
no. Well, actually, tomorrow I'm going to be on Paranormal Insight with Tim Sudano. We're going to be talking about the
They
toil
get
of
in trouble on every
paranormal
show,
stuff.
man. What are you
Huh?
talking
Huh?
about?
Yeah. See, I can do that week after
He's
you.
uh,
I can do that.
yeah. She just
So,
didn't like some of the numbers you got last week, so she's
no,
going
no.
over that. I know what she's
No,
doing.
no. But anyway, so
Uh,
tune in tomorrow, you guys. That's at
yeah, I
4
got you.
p.m. Eastern time. And other hosts, of course, are welcome to join. But tomorrow night, of course, Carol Ann Idarola from Ethereal Encounters Unveiled joins me. And this time we're getting into ITC, but with a twist. So
We're
it's like
talking about having
who is
babies.
really on the line, right? There's the spirit AI, bridge the gap, or fake the signal. So we're going to get into some origins thing, and we're going to start getting into where we're going as we enter the latest age of technology with algorithms and AI leading the way. We might need to consider or at least redefine the voice that we're hearing from beyond. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be, I mean, feel free to chime in with that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Boss interviews the boss. He knows I'm the boss.
Yeah, she's a boss. I ain't arguing with her.
There we go.
No,
He knows.
somebody asked me the other day. They said they got mad at something. Michelle and I were talking about something a while back, and I guess they overheard a conversation. But anyway, somebody got mad at me. They go, "Well, you could just tell us, and I ain't telling her shit you don't like it. You tell her." It's like what? I said, "Cause I'm happy." So I said, "Trust me. When if I got to the bitch, I know where she's at. I can find her." I said, "But I don't really worry about the station." He's like, "Well, but you own it. You should be worried." I was like, "No, that's her job." I said, "She worries about it." I said, "I'm just worried about finding me and her some money. Is all I'm doing right now." It's speaking of which, people, while we're on that subject, you can get a show for about $125 a month. Now, if you want the good stuff, it costs more. But yeah, like Kirby. Well, of course I put her on Fire Stick. She's my manager, dummy. Uh,
What?
so, so okay. Certain shows, y'all should know the shows are on Roku by now. So there's those shows are there, but Fire Stick is different. Fire Stick is still under testing, so the only ones you really see is myself and Michelle. I did throw Preston Dennett up there a couple of weeks back.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get a feel for how
The
this
switchboard. Our subscribed shows, yeah.
yeah, and so all of those you see on
Art.
Roku like you should. And then of course anybody who's subscribed to Roku, a lot of times I'll just throw us on Fire Stick until well, it's not officially part of the network yet. It's not. It's still part
Yes,
of. It's
that's
still
right.
in beta testing. How's that? No, it works great. It's just the website is really queer. I mean, I don't know. It's just at least Roku's website is a lot easier to deal with. This Fire Stick is. I don't know, it's just a weird website, and it's probably not even theirs. It's probably the company who's handling the business for us.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Yes. But you can watch us there anytime. You can watch us on Rumble. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us just about anywhere these days. And if it's an archive, you can watch it on anything. I don't know any archives we're not on. There are a couple though. If you run across right to Marcel and Michelle, there might be one or two. When we switched over from Podbean, that may not. Their RS feeds might need to be updated. But anytime y'all see not a RS feed that's not updated, just let us know. We'll update it. Yes, we want them to stay current. Yes. There's a lot of archives out there. Lot. Do you realize right now if you go on SoundCloud, you can listen for 7 years straight without hearing the same thing twice?
No.
If I was to turn you loose on the Google thing, you could listen for over a decade and not hear the same thing twice. Yes, you could just listen and listen and listen and listen. And what's weird about it is as you go back in time, the host changed. so it doesn't get boring. Every few years, there's a new batch of hosts. Until you get to the early days, and the audio is, well, we'll just say questionable and leave it at that. Um,
And
yeah,
there we go. And we're going to leave it right there.
who
Yes,
wants
we
to?
are.
Look, y'all want to? You really want an alien to come visit you? I'll send you one, but don't cry after. Every time somebody says, "Joe, send me an alien," all right, send them in. There's an alien in my house. You said send an alien. Uh,
Oh, my goodness. All right. Everybody,
oh, oh no.
Joe's
So
closing off the show.
no. Yeah, we got lots of time. Besides, I own a damn place. We have as much time as
That's
we
the
want.
problem. We're working with my boss.
It's no. I was answering a question from my show earlier. So
Okay.
no, that whole clip, that whole 20. Oh, these are the hottest real aliens. Every one of them were fake. Oh my God, yes. You can go listen. Jay and I do an analysis on them. Yeah, good. No. They were ridiculously fake. Sometimes you just no. Pro said they were great. I'm like, really? Let's go through this and see why these are fake. Yeah, no, they were fake. No, that second batch there was some good stuff in. And, so yeah, we do a lot of that. Do you see a lot of alien pictures on the network, UFOs? Well, we've done every batch that's come out from the Pentagon. Yes. And not only that, not only we've done every batch, we managed to debunk one of them for y'all and report it to the government so they know what it is now. Because somehow or another, government didn't recognize one of its own frickin' drones.
The
Uh,
government didn't recognize its own.
so have you seen the one that looks like a big star when you look at this UFO thing? They show
Mm-hmm.
you, yes, it looks like a big star on the screen. It's like this big. It's got these little star lights coming out all over it. You notice there's a little smoke trail in front of it. So Jay and I had showed that on a Wednesday night, and we were just talking about it. We didn't know what it was. We were just talking about it. Friday night, we're doing drone strikes on the Ukraine and the Middle East, and guess what we see? Not one, but three of these things. And guess what they turned out to be? Government drones.
Government
Our
drones.
government drones at that. And yet somehow they didn't know that. There is no doubt when you look at the plumes of both ends, there is no doubt it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, you can go find the two shows. Yeah, they were on the same week. Um, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I was saying bye. Still going.
or maybe.
Everybody's saying bye. People are dropping off, and I just see them all adding up. There's even more people coming on.
I know it's weird.
I know.
Like no, so you can't. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
No,
hate when I can debunk something so easy, and yet how many millions of ufologists seen this? How many people at the Pentagon looked at this? Oh well, you know what? It's a damn alien, man. No, people, it's your drone, Pete. God.
well, that's the problem. We have drones, and some of them are as big as cars.
No, yeah, we
So,
got big drones. We got bigger than cars.
yeah, yeah. So, you just never know. You just
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
know what
Wayne,
you're seeing there
I
with
got a
them.
new book. I got a new book for Wayne to write, a vampire AI. Um, so the U.S. Navy invented a drone that was so advanced that it scared the Pentagon. So bad that the Pentagon made them take it apart and dumb it down because it was so vicious and such a good killer. They were scared that it might just take over and kill everybody on the freaking planet. It was the Navy said it was vicious. You told it to do something. If it couldn't figure out, it would kill everybody else till it got to what it needed to kill. Yeah, it was one
Mm,
of the ones that when they said come back, it came back and killed its handler so it could go back and kill it and complete its mission. Yeah, thank God it was
mm,
simple. And it's not the only drone that came back and killed its handler, by the way.
mm-hmm.
Uh, it's like
Terrifying.
they're like they want to suck the energy out of people. And then they got and I love this new drone. So they got a new drone that flies around and shoots these little things out of you, and basically just sucks the light. Well, it sucks the electrical charge out of your body and kills
Mm.
you. It's an energy
That's refreshing.
vampire. It's a damn drone that's an energy vampire. Um,
This can't be good.
I'm thinking, and why do you not just shoot the guy? Why torture him? I don't even understand that one. I thought
Mm.
maybe it was going to be one of them tools they use to slow you down. Just turn it off afterwards, like a stunner. But obviously, no, it's not what it's for. It's for
All
killing
right.
people.
I'm signing off.
Where are we going?
Say goodbye, Joe. Big thank you to all
Please
of
don't
you in
do.
the chat room. Big thanks to Joe. Remember, uprntalkradio.com. Check it out. Check out all the shows and a lot of good stuff coming up. So make sure you check us out. Remember, Tim Sudano, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Paranormal
Who?
Insight.
Who's this
Carol
Tim
Ann
guy?
Iadarola on Ethereal Encounters at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, the Outer Realm at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Carol Ann Iadarola. So you know it's going to be a lot of
Caroline.
fun. Big thank you to Folgers Coffee. Big thank you to Steve McGinnis. Big thank you to that guy, United Public Radio Network. Huh?
Don't make me
And
sick of Gray over
Lola.
here.
Oh, Lola, yeah, that's Lola.
That's
Where's
Lola. Yeah.
Fiona?
You're
Yeah.
snoring somewhere.
Fiona's like,
Very
I don't want to be with
softly.
that brat Lola. No.
Oh yeah,
So,
because this one is in heat right now.
oh, that's
So,
good. That's interesting.
oh yeah,
That's good.
she's I don't
Anyway,
know. I think she's a
everyone,
lot.
thank you all. Good night, and we shall see you tomorrow. Much love to all of you.